Hey there, group. Welcome back to Saturday Fright Theater. I'm your host, Erik William, and tonight we have got one of my all-time favorite movies, The Screaming Skull. That's right, the 1958 classic Screaming Skull, starring Peggy Webber. It is literally up there at the top of my list as far as movies that we've seen, 1,000 times out there in public domain on all the channels out there. And to me, it holds up to this day. They gave the old tagline, free coffin if you don't die tonight, and free burial services for those who die watching it. And this ghost will follow you forever. So this movie has some great taglines, some great press leading up to it back in the day. I tell you what, like I said, it really, to me, it holds up. So we've got some great interviews, as usual, here tonight on Saturday Fright Theater. And we've got a great movie. So grab that popcorn, grab your favorite drink, kick back, relax, and enjoy the 1958 classic Screaming Skull. Right here on Saturday Fright Theater, where every night is a frightful night when you're watching a movie. See you back soon.
Screaming Skull is a motion picture that reaches its climax in shocking horror. Its impact is so terrifying that it may have an unforeseen effect. It may kill you. Therefore, its producers feel they must assure free burial services to anyone who dies of fright while seeing The Screaming Skull.
Lovely, Erik.
You look disappointed for a moment.
It is not. It's really lovely. Oh, look. I bet that's the den there.
That's right.
Is that a bedroom?
Yes, it is.
Gonna be ours?
He'll need some fixing first.
Where's her room?
Yes. Come on along. I'll show you the rest of the house. Rather forbidding now, I suppose, empty like this. But it was usually this way. Shortly after Marion and I were married, she removed all the furniture her parents had left her. This is our home, she used to say, and we must choose everything carefully. Well, we didn't get very far before she died. But now that you're here, it's going to be lovely again. I'll get the things out of storage tomorrow. The old town is a warehouse. I'll take care of that, too.
You have candles?
Sure.
It'll be twice as romantic.
Speaking of being romantic. I got to carry you over the threshold.
I love you. I love you.
Jenny. I thought life had died out for me.
What's that up there?
Oh, that's where Mickey keeps his gardening things.
Who's Mickey?
The gardener. He's kept it up the 2 years I've been away.
By himself?
That's right.
He used to work awfully hard.
Oh, he and Marion would spend hours on end working here in the garden. And up in the greenhouse back there. See, he loved her very much. Sometimes I used to wonder who she was, my wife or Mickey's nursemaid. You know, I don't think he quite believes she's gone. I think he expects her to show up one of these mornings and will scold her for neglecting the gardens.
You still love her, don't you? No, I'm not jealous. I'm grateful to her. I think to have loved once, really loved, to learn how to love always. Learning it from her, you give again to me. I wish there was some way to thank her. Who's that?
I don't know. They're driving around the back. Come on, come along.
Erik!
I see Erik.
We stopped by to meet your new wife.
Oh, Erik, this is a wonderful surprise.
It's been a long time.
It has.
Reverend,
Good to see you, Erik.
Jenny, this is Mrs. Snow.
I'm very happy to meet you. Jenny, this is a lovely surprise.
And the Reverend Mr. Snow.
Hello, my dear.
Oh, she's sweet, Erik.
I know.
I happened to be going into town. I ran into Mr. Mauer. He told me you were getting back today.
And we thought we'd just drop by and bring you something for your dinner.
Oh, nice.
And it'll save you all the bother of shopping while you're trying to get settled.
Then why don't you stay for dinner?
Oh, no, not
Oh,
tonight.
no, we wouldn't think of that.
Oh, now, please say yes.
I'd like for you to.
It would be like old times.
All right, on the condition that I do the cooking.
You don't have to.
You know, I know that, but I'd love to.
Well, there's Mickey. Excuse me, honey. Mickey!
Poor Mickey. He keeps this place up like a shrine.
Erik told me how he loved Marion.
Mickey's father was a gardener here when Marion's mother was alive. Mickey and Marion grew up together here.
Jenny, this is Mickey.
How do you do, Mickey? I hope we'll be good friends.
Well, Mickey?
Thank you, Mickey.
Well, shall we all go inside?
It's a good idea. Mickey, remember you promised me some of those rose cuttings.
I sing you again, Mickey. I'm going to have to get you down to the barber shop one day very soon.
Excuse us, Mickey.
All right, that's done.
Oh, now please be careful. Oh, Edward, now don't break your neck.
You're doing great, Reverend. Don't worry.
Good heavens. Honestly, the two of them are just like children.
Well, that doesn't look too bad, Eric.
Jenny, I hope you have more luck in getting your husband to mine than I've had with mine.
You know, you've got to admit it does make the room look better.
Very well, Tyson. For penance, you can come and help me with dinner. Now, come on. Edward, you keep Jenny company?
Yes, dear.
No, Mary, no. Send them away.
Huh?
No. Oh, she's so very nice, Eric.
Jenny?
Yes.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yes, she's not at all like Marion, and I think that's for the best. You know, so many men, when they lose a wife, they try so hard to deny the loss they marry someone exactly like the first wife. It hardly seems fair using the living to bring back the dead, does it?
No, I suppose it doesn't.
We make a prison for ourselves out of the past, at least our sentimental, wished-for past.
Mrs. Snow,
Yes, dear.
there's something I must tell you and the Reverend.
Well, of course, Eric. What is it?
You see, Jenny has not had a very happy past.
Oh?
And talking about it or about something that might strongly remind her of it, she's very impressionable.
Is there something wrong, Eric?
No, not really. You see, she lost her parents many years ago in a very tragic way. And talking about unhappy past, only she's very impressionable. See, I want her to be happy, Mrs. Snow.
Of course you do, and so do we all. Now, how did she lose them? Well, look, I'm not prying, dear. It's just that Mr. Snow and I can help better if we know something about it.
They drowned in an accident. Jenny saw it all.
Who's Mr. Mauer?
Mr. Mauer? Why, he's a lawyer in town.
I thought no one knew we were coming. You said you heard from Mr. Mauer?
Well, Eric wrote him. He takes care of the estate, or what's left of it.
Oh, that's right. Eric has to see him tomorrow.
Well, Eric's co-executor of the estate along with Mr. Mauer. You see, Marion's death was so sudden that, well, all that was left to Eric was the house and these grounds. Mr. Mauer told me that Eric had found someone very sweet and very kind, and with whom he was very much in love. He didn't say enough.
How did Marion die?
Didn't Eric tell you?
I think the subject's rather painful to him. I'd like to make him talk about it. Would you mind telling me? I'd like to know.
It was a rainy day. She and Mickey had been working up there in the greenhouse. She left him to go back to the house for a few minutes. The way we pieced it together after the accident is that while she was coming down this path, apparently it began to rain very hard. She must have run along here. We don't know, of course, what happened then. Perhaps she slipped on a leaf. The base of her skull was smashed. It was thought that she hit her head on the edge of the cement wall where we're sitting. And she fell in there. She died in the water. That's where Eric found her 10 minutes later.
You said, Mickey, wait here. I'm going down to the house for just a minute. Wait here, Mickey, you said. And then you went away in the rain. And you didn't come back to play. Man, why did you...
Hey there, gang. Erik William here, back at the International Film Festival Horror Hotel with Evan here. And Evan, I tell you what, you did good, kid.
Thank you.
We got best overall script, correct?
Short script.
Excuse me. That's true. Yes. Okay. Best overall short script for the Emancipated. And he's a middle school teacher, so yes, correct me, please.
I'm very used to doing so.
The emaciated. Say it again.
The emaciated.
Emaciated. I was going on the right track. So the emaciated man, which, believe it or not, folks, I was a reader for this, and it was absolutely amazing. So it was fun.
Yeah, you portrayed a 14-year-old girl,
which it's not the first time. It probably won't be the last time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for letting me be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the short script.
Well, it's based off of a true story.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago, I'm sure we all kind of heard about it on the news, about the middle school girls who attacked their friend in Wisconsin and tried to sacrifice her to the internet character, the Slender Man. So I work with middle school students, so I kind of could believe that something like that could happen, unfortunately, and so it inspired me to make this scary story.
And I was gonna say that's the inspiration and that's kind of the story, but I tell you what, the descriptions, and I don't want to give too much away. I want people to be able to find this, but the descriptions in it are very, very graphic and very like I said, it's just kind of creepy. It's just it really sets a creepy tone, which is a good thing. Well, that's what you're going for.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
yeah, I do a lot of reading.
Okay.
So like I tell my students, the more you read, the more vocabulary you get. So I think that that made it into the script, I guess.
And it comes through. It's very clear. Growing up, what were your inspirations?
Goosebumps. Goosebumps first and foremost. When I was a kid, so I started writing short stories that would feature my friends when I was in elementary school and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe my parents thought something was a little off about me at first, initially. But yeah, now I read a lot of Dean Koontz, Stephen King.
So that's
like
all the classics, as I like to call them, I guess. I know some people, but yeah.
Richard Matheson, Roald Dahl.
Oh wow! So that's
short story guy. Short story. Yeah.
So that's fantastic. And plans for next? What's next? Are we looking to take this into production?
So this story was first a short story that I wrote as part of a collection. They all take place in the same middle school.
Oh wow!
And so I've adapted a few of them into scripts. I'm going to put them together into an anthology.
Oh wow!
Feature length.
That's kind of awesome. That's not kind of awesome. That is awesome. So that's pretty amazing.
So character from this script actually shows up in a different.
Oh no kidding!
Story.
Oh, so it kind of crosses over, brings it all together, and just ties it together. That's amazing. Now I don't know if I'd want to go to that middle school, but I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to hear more. Speaking of, what about the fans out there? If they want to find out more about this, more about you, how can they find out?
They can go to my website, www.evanbaughfman.com. My last name is difficult to spell, so I'll spell it for you. It's Baughf, as in Frank, M-A-N.
Awesome. So there you go. And that's evanbaughfman.com, correct? All right. And I'll tell you what, anything else that you'd like to... Well, let's show the hardware there again. We got to take another look at this. Because when I say award-winning, we're meaning award-winning, ladies and gentlemen. They don't just give these out. These are the Star Awards.
I hope they let me take this on the plane.
Well, that one might be a little difficult.
Yeah.
It's the Star Award is a little sharp, but well-deserved. Well-deserved of it. And again, I'm going to let you get back out to Horror Hotel, get you out there, do your celebration runs, and we're going to get you guys back to the action here on Saturday Fright Theater. Every night, it's a frightful night when you're watching a movie.
And you didn't come back to play. Man, why did you...
And don't forget that you and Erik are coming for lunch day after tomorrow.
We'll do better than that. We'll come to church on Sunday as well.
Oh, Getting Eric to church is like moving a mountain. He'll come.
Come along, my dear. It's getting late.
Eric, thank you very much for bringing Jenny into our lives.
Thank you for the dinner.
It was a pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Edward, did you know that Jenny's very wealthy?
Oh, yes. Mr. Morrow told me in town today.
Well, she's not at all like Marion. You know, she's so gentle and timid, as if she were afraid of something.
I knew you'd like my friends, dear. What's this? Huh?
Just happy, that's
Come.
so happy.
Come on. How are the cots?
Fine.
What are you reading?
Something Mrs. Snow sent over.
Interesting.
It's called Beast in the Jungle. It's all about a man who waited all of his life for something great, wonderful to happen to him. He had only one good friend. It's a woman whom he confided. And she died. At her grave, he suddenly realized that she was the great and wonderful thing that he'd waited for all of his life. But it was too late then. His memories, like a beast in the jungle, rise up out of the past, overwhelm him.
Poor fellow. He doesn't know what he missed.
Eric?
Lily pad?
I don't think Mickey looks for her in the pond.
Jenny, now stop it.
I can't help it, Eric. That bad feeling's come back.
I forbid you to talk about it.
She looked like that, Eric. My mother looked like that.
Jenny.
I can't help it, Eric.
Darling, you're just talking yourself into those same old fears.
I've got to talk about it, Eric. I have to talk about it.
I forbid you to talk about it now.
Just that with you beside me, I'm alive again. I don't want to be sick anymore.
Honey, look. Now, you mustn't go on thinking like this. Oh, besides, how could a very poorly done self-portrait upset you so much?
I know it's only my own fear. It's my own guilt that I can't get away from. Eric, I'm sorry.
Oh, I want you to listen to me. And I want you to believe me. Now, you were sick once, yes, but you were cured. Mickey caused this. You may as well know. He does look for Marion night after night down by that pond. And he probably comes here afterwards. I'm going to speak to Mickey in the morning. Now, don't you see? How simply it's all explained away?
But if I also heard a scream, Eric, before when I went to the hospital, I was hearing things. I'm hearing them again.
What did you hear?
It was a high, strange scream.
High, strange scream. Like a peacock's cry?
What's that sound like?
Come here. Sound like that? You see? It's all very, very real.
Such a fool.
You feeling better now?
Yes.
Night. We won't be bothered with any of Mickey's nightly visits anymore. I've forbidden him to come into the house.
I was just nervous last night. I wish you wouldn't take it out on Mickey.
Now, he's a child. Must be disciplined.
I'd like him to feel I'm his friend.
Why don't you do some gardening with him while I'm in town? If he sees you're interested, you win him over quickly enough.
Wait a minute. He lives at Staples mostly.
Are you sure you don't want to come in with me?
See that boy done without him?
Got to see about the lights, the phone, the bank, and the warehouse people about that furniture. You know, that cop's just about broken my back.
Don't forget to see Mr. Maurer.
I have to see him this evening. It's a bore, but I'll have to see him.
Will you be home in time for dinner? I'll wait for you.
Now, if I'm not, don't you worry, darling. Getting out of Maurer's clutches sometimes requires an act of God. I love you.
Hello, Mickey. Whoop, look out. You almost cut him. He's a handsome one, isn't he? So cuddly and warm. When I was a little girl, I used to want to be a caterpillar. So I was a very little girl. Here you go. Marion must have loved her garden. We'll keep them lovely for her always. You know what I'd like to do, Mickey? I'd like to pick some of the nicest flowers and take them to her. Would you like that?
Yes.
Erik told me she was near here. Would you show me where? Is that all right, Mickey? I'm sure it was a great loss to all of you, Mickey.
She cries
Cries?
in the night.
Dead people don't cry, Mickey.
I heard her.
Heard her? Mickey?
Hey guys, Erik William here with Saturday Fright Theater at the International Film Festival Horror Hotel, and I have some award winners. And when I say award winners, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, there's a plethora of hardware over here. I've got Greg and Donny here from Scotland, and their movie Wes Keralite cleaned up at the awards here tonight. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves, tell the viewers out there a little bit about yourselves and a little bit about this amazing movie.
I'm Donny McLeary. I co-wrote Wes Keralite with this gentleman.
Hello, Greg. I'm Greg Hemphill. I co-wrote it with Donny and I directed it, and we laughed an awful lot when we wrote it. And do you want me to tell?
Sure, yeah. Tell us a little bit about it. Yeah.
We basically tell the story of Frances McGilvery, who runs a bed and breakfast in a lighthouse. It's her family homestead, and she's struggling to make ends meet. So she decides to put it on the market. It's on the market for many years, and as a kind of desperate move, she invites a bunch of people to come and stay the weekend and decide if they want to buy it. And one by one, they start to disappear.
Ooh, one by one. It's a little bit of a mystery, kind of whodunit. Sounds like.
It is. Well, we've been talking about it. I mean, there's a very definite John Carpenter's The Fog homage at the beginning. The first shot is the same shot, isn't it?
I was going to say almost, yeah.
There's a lot of Hitchcock in there.
Mm-hmm.
We thought of death as an amusing thing.
Well, it's it works sometimes.
An interesting thing. And there's a bit of, what else is there a bit of? Oh my
we stole from everybody.
There's about oh yeah, we stole from the best.
Exactly, and it worked. I was going to say a little bit of Hammer horror in there. There's a lot of elements. I mean, it's visually, it's a wonderful movie. I mean, the lighthouse alone, and I don't know if I don't want to say I'm giving something away here, but the location is absolutely gorgeous. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, the inspiration for the location, the lighthouse is a real place on the Isle of Skye where you can go and stay there if you want. I wouldn't, but there's a lighthouse on the Isle of Skye which is a mile off road, and your suitcases are taken there on an overhead pulley system with a mine cart.
Oh wow!
And you are literally cut off from the world when you stay there. And I was in the area, and I thought, God, this would be a horrible place to stay.
Yeah.
Beautiful but terrifying. and Greg and I talked about it, and then that's where the idea for the movie came from. But you'll know about the real lighthouse.
Corsewall Lighthouse in Stranraer is also a bed and breakfast.
Oh,
So there's quite a few of them that you can stay at, and we were kind of nervous, obviously, with the subject matter about how they would feel after. But when it aired on BBC, they received a few phone calls of people saying that they wanted to go and stay. So the owners were really happy with us. We thought they were going to want to kill us, but no, it was a real treat. The weather was absolutely beautiful. You can see Ireland all the way across and down towards Isle of Man. It's absolutely a beautiful part of the world, and it was a real experience filming there for a week. It was great fun.
Well, I was just about to say, how long did the filming take? You said a week?
Yeah, we had a week on exteriors at Corsewall, and then we had 2 weeks in a house in Dumbreck in the south side of Glasgow, a beautiful old house, and they let us just go in there and do our thing. They were absolutely wonderful people, really looked after us.
That's fantastic. I tell you what, for those that weren't fortunate enough to be here at the Horror Hotel to see Wes Keralite, where can maybe they find more information about it, or is it available anywhere online that they can find it?
You can get it, I believe, on BBC iPlayer to purchase. I also think if you want to find out about it, you can go to www.hopscotchfilms.co.uk. Hopscotch Films produced it with us.
Yeah, or failing that, write to your congressman.
Okay.
And demand.
Yes, right now. That's, ladies and gentlemen, you
Political
need
action
to.
always helps.
That's right. Let's do it. Let's make an action happen. Let's do this.
Or also get in touch with our producer, Carolyn Sinclair Kidd. She's a great producer working from the ground up with script and whatnot. Fantastic. I would recommend anybody, she's your man.
There you go. Okay.
I mean that as a compliment.
It is a compliment, I'm sure. I tell you what about you guys, gentlemen? Do you have projects that you're working on? Anything else that you want to, where can they find you? More information about you guys?
Well, I don't... See, this is the thing, we're completely unattainable, but we are doing a follow-up. The script is already done.
Oh, wow.
For a follow-up to Wes Keralite.
Well, and I was just about to ask you that because, again, I don't want to give anything away, but you do leave it a little bit open.
Yeah. So. Well, we've done a... Well, it's not... what we've done is we have the same cast. We have a similar situation, but it's a completely different story.
Oh, wow.
Because we will go back to Wes Keralite, but we didn't want to go back right now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's a spiritual follow-up.
It's kind of
cool. An American Horror Story type of thing.
I was just about to say there's a lot of that's a American Horror Story, that anthology where we're going to bring everybody back. We're going to kind of retell it.
Yeah,
that's fun. That's amazing because the cast was absolutely amazing. I mean, did you guys the chemistry alone in these guys were just it was a great ensemble. I mean, can you speak a little bit to the casting?
Yeah, we have we have amazing talent in the cast. From Lorna Craig, our lead, my wife Julie Wilson Nimmo played Frances McGilvery, Lewis Howden, John Meekie, Lorraine McIntosh, who's also a fantastic singer. She's with a band, a fantastic career as a singer with Deacon Blue. You should Google her, and you would not believe how good her voice is. With her husband Ricky Ross, it's a fantastic band, Deacon Blue. She really is actually. She's Scotland's Barbara Streisand.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's amazing.
And who else did I not? Did I mention everybody?
Does that? No, I was going to say this. I was going to go down the Streisand path, and then I chose not to.
Yeah,
sometimes it's better to just say no.
On Lorne McFadgen, our beefcake, he was fantastic. Everybody fancied him.
Yeah, it was really difficult because it was so cold in that room that his nipples were like beef jerky.
There's something you don't always hear, folks. That's amazing. Well, guys, I tell you what, I won't keep you much longer, but if you could you give us, our viewers, a little picture of all this hardware? I mean, we're talking, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we've got hardware, and when I mean hardware, yes, trophies. We've got plaques, we've got banners, and we've got, look at this.
Can I just say, Eric, I've been to Is it upside down?
Yeah.
I've been to 3 WrestleManias in my life.
Oh, wow.
Number 2 and the one with The Rock and the one this year.
Uh-huh.
I went with my kids. And I have to say, the idea of getting a horror
Tyson
wrestling belt was kind of too much for my tiny mind. I'm absolutely overjoyed. But you guys have been such amazing hosts. We've had such a great time.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks
really
so
good.
much for the welcome. It's been
Thank you,
wonderful.
guys. Thank you for sharing Wes Keralite with us. Hopefully fans out there can find it. And gentlemen, I'm going to let you get back to all the action here. And we're going to get you guys back to the action right here on Saturday Fright Theater. River Night is a frightful night when you're watching a movie.
I don't think he quite expects she's gone. She cries. She cries in the night. I think he expects her to show up one of these mornings. She died in the water. The base of her skull was smashed. She didn't want to die. She died in the water. Jenny. Jenny? Jenny? Honey? Honey? It's all right, darling. It's all right. I'm right here. I'm right here. Just lie back. That's right. Just lie back. It's all right.
Erik, when you found me, what else was there?
What do you mean, what else?
A skull?
Jenny?
I know there wasn't a skull.
Of course not.
Mickey says Marion cries at night.
Why, that child is stupid.
Don't blame him. We both hear the peacock. He out of his love for Marion wishes the cry to be from her. I out of my sickness.
Now, darling, we've been all through that nonsense last night.
Don't you see? I've never imagined seeing these things before. To just stand there and see it. Have it turn out to be nothing. Erik? I want you to call Dr. Ann tomorrow in New York. I want you to take me back.
No, Jenny. Now, it may sound selfish, but don't you see, having you to love, I'm happy too. I don't want to lose that. Now, in the morning, Mr. Snow will be here, and we'll tell him. He's very comforting. And I think he'll agree with me.
About what?
I think it's Mickey. You see, he hated me from the first. Marion was his friend, and when I married her, he thought I was taking her away from him. And now that she's dead, taken away from him forever, I suppose in that childish mind of his, I'm responsible for that. And now, because you're my wife, and in Marion's house, he hates you too.
I don't think Mickey's responsible. He's not quick enough or clever enough.
And who?
Myself. It's all in my own mind.
We do need somebody else, darling. We need somebody outside of the confusions of our love for each other. Now, the Reverend Snow will be here in the morning.
Who's in there?
Well, this much is real anyway. Look here, Jenny. You see, this is how you gouged your hand. You say you threw the skull down here where Erik is looking?
Yes.
Did you find anything, Erik?
Nothing yet.
Surely, Jenny, you must agree with it. Anything as fragile as a skull would have been smashed to bits down there. And Erik has found nothing. And to assume that the skull would move of its own, all the way from there to the driveway door. Now, Jenny, there's no reason for that.
Don't you see, I agree with you. Did Erik tell you I spent over a year in a sanitarium?
Oh, Erik told Mrs. Snow that you were very impressionable, but that's all. I know lots of people needing a rest go to sanitariums.
This wasn't quite that kind of sanitarium. I grew up loving my father and hating my mother. Well, she never knew it. Something I kept to myself. She was very beautiful. Very gay, like her. Very much. And I knew she resented that I was not more like her. I used to lie awake at night and wish she were dead.
Well, that isn't very unusual. I understand many children go through such a period.
I was no longer a child. And one day, I got my wish. They were both drowned. I can still hear her scream. I was all alone on a little beach. And all I could see was the overturned boat on the top of the waves. And I kept trying to reach them. And the waves kept throwing me back. And then I could hear her cries no more. And then hours later, men came and searched for the body. We never found. That's when this bad feeling started. This feeling that if I'd really wanted to, I could have saved them, but I didn't. That I really killed them.
No, Jenny. You tried. You tried your very best.
I did. But singing and begging and praying didn't make this feeling go away. That's when they took me to the hospital. They told me I was cured.
Jenny.
They told me I was cured.
Mickey? Mickey! You go on. I'll be there in time for lunch.
Where do you think he's gone off to, Eric?
Who knows about Mickey? He might be hiding.
You looked at Marion's grave?
Hey there, folks. Erik William here, back here at the International Film Festival Horror Hotel, and I've got Trey with me here. And Trey, I've seen you around the whole weekend here. It's a pleasure to have you on the show here. And I was hoping maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. What brings you to Horror Hotel? And tell the viewers out there what you got going on.
Yeah, I have a short horror comedy script in competition. I'm fortunate to have won first place in that category. It's called Deep Dish Apocalypse. It's sort of a zombie romantic comedy or zom-rom-com. Maybe I
like that,
invented a new genre. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Zom-rom-com.
And it's just optioned by Bell House Productions in Los Angeles, so we're in pre-production right now.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Exciting.
Can you share us a little bit about about the storyline?
Sure. Well, it kind of explores the idea that the zombie apocalypse has finally arrived, and it was caused by tainted mozzarella cheese in deep dish pizza because of deregulation, big dairy, all that stuff. So it's a two co-workers in a underground subway station, waiting for the last train out of L.A. And so I'll leave it at that. They're a little mismatched, and so I won't tell you what happens there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's perfect little right there. You say it's in pre-production now, is there will you have Facebooks and websites for that, or
I think so. We just completed a successful Indiegogo campaign.
Great.
My website, I'm going to be updating it, but it's treynichols.net.
Okay.
And I think Bell House Productions might have a Facebook page as well. Okay. But there'll be more social media promotion as the project gets underway.
Okay, fantastic. The zom-rom-com, and I like that. That's great. What inspired you? What was the inspiration behind something like that?
Honestly, this was initially a short play for an alumni showcase. I went to Northwestern University, so there's an Entertainment Alliance, so they were asking for plays based on the theme The Purple Line, which is a subway train that goes from Chicago through Evanston, Illinois, where Northwestern is. And so I was thinking what could take place on a subway platform, and I'm a fan of Walking Dead and horror and comedy, so I just kind of played with this idea of these two people and what happens to them. And so it created a little backstory, then like an immediate, action and objective for both the characters, and kind of went from there, just kind of grew from there. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, I like I said, I like the idea when you hear something like that, and you start to explore different genres and bring them together. Normally it's a pretty fun ride, so that's great. How about future projects? Do you have anything else cooking up in there that you'd like to talk about?
Well, my wife and I, Diana Woody, are exploring a short film, sort of an homage to her cat who recently passed away, Bianca, who we loved, and so we're thinking about that. We also have a kind of a holiday Christmas book based on the cat. Everything seems to revolve around our beloved sweet cat, our black cat. And then I have a holiday full-length feature that I'm working on as well, kind of based on my experiences in retail.
Oh, wow.
So.
Wow. So you've got a lot going on out there. Well, I tell you what, I will let you get back to the action. Trey, thank you so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you, Eric.
It's been a pleasure. And for more folks, TreyNichols.net, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, check him out. And we're going to get back to the action right here at Saturday Fright Theater, where every night it's a frightful night when you're watching a movie.
Becky? 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 Becky?
Eric, did you find him? No. Where's Jenny? She's with Mrs. Snow on the patio. Eric, I think I should tell you that Jenny has confided in me about the sanitarium. Oh. Does your wife know? I told her Jenny was impressionable, but not that. I haven't said a word to her. Mr. Snow, you can do both Jenny and me a great favor by forgetting she ever told you that. But, Eric, if it helps explain, it explains nothing. If I were you, Eric, I'd take her away. If she's so impressionable and that house frightens her so much, why subject her to it? Look, I can't do a thing like that. It'd be the worst thing for her. Mr. Snow, it would be admitting she was sick again. I want her to be happy. We'll stay here. Perhaps you know best, Eric. Yeah, I've got a simple and old-fashioned piece of philosophy. The only cure for her fear is to teach her she's loved. I mean, really loved. I love her so much. God bless you for that, Eric. She's a very fortunate woman having someone like you to care for her.
Good night, Sue.
Oh, Jenny.
Sorry.
Darling, you've got to believe it will not happen again. Ever. Becky? Becky!
Eric. Eric! Stop it!
All right. What are you going to do with that skull?
Stop it! It wasn't his
Where did you
fault.
get it?
Leave him alone.
I'll take care of this, Jenny. Now, I know you don't like me, Mickey. I know you do anything to get us to leave here. Idiotic attempt to scare us as if we were children. It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
No, not me, not me.
Get out of here. Get out of here. On.
I wish you'd apologize to him. You know as well as I do it's not his fault, so in my own mind.
Jenny, I'm going to do something. And you're going to help me do it.
What's that?
That portrait upstairs. It reminds you of your mother.
Yes.
You were fine until you saw it. Now it has you all preoccupied with memories of the past. We're going to burn it.
Precious to you, Eric.
The picture means nothing to me. I want you to be happy. We can't be until this fear is out of our lives. All right, Jenny. Go on, Jenny. It's only the peacocks.
Fire's almost out.
Yes. We can't let those ashes stand overnight. And the brush in these hills are a regular tinderbox. You want to help me? You feeling better?
As if I destroyed her with my own hands. She'll come back, Erik. She'll come back.
Darling, if you go on talking that way, you destroy the whole purpose. Now, the thing is out of the house, and it's over. You just give it half a chance, and you'll begin to forget it. And if you'll just spread those ashes out a little for me, I'll get the water to it. That's it. What is it, darling?
The skull! It's the skull!
Darling, there's no skull there. There's no skull there, darling. There is no skull there, Jenny. Darling, there's no skull there. There's no skull.
You going to be able to catch a train tonight?
When we get into town, I will call Mr. Maurer. He'll arrange a midnight plane.
But there'd be more time. Time for so many wonderful things.
It's going to be all right.
Of course.
It's just me.
It's going to be all right.
Good evening, my dear. Mrs. Snow's hen thought you might like some fresh eggs for your breakfast in the morning. Hello, Erik.
This is a surprise.
Those hens labored mightily, as you can see.
Fine. I'll take them.
You'll excuse me, dear. What is it, Erik?
I've got to take Jenny away. That hospital she was in before.
It happened again?
I thought it would help her if we got rid of that portrait. You know the one.
Yes.
Well, we burned it. She saw a skull in the ashes.
You were there?
I saw nothing, of course.
Of course.
Now, I thought it was Mickey. But when I was there myself and I saw her... Mr. Snow, there's something I've never told you. I've never told anybody. But when Jenny was put away in that hospital, she tried to do away with herself. I'm terribly afraid.
You think she might try it again?
I know she will. Unless I get her back to that hospital.
When are you going?
Tonight.
we shall miss you. Mrs. Snow and I have grown very fond of Jetty.
Yes, and she of you.
I don't suppose you'll be coming back here again, Erik?
No. Never.
I'll miss him and his wife. He's very kind.
Yes.
When I said goodbye to him just now, he tried to talk me out of what I saw.
No.
He said he felt the skull was real. He's going to bring some men in the morning to search the estate.
Where?
Everywhere. He's just talking, trying to be kind.
I suppose.
I'll go upstairs and pack. You want to come with me?
I'll be up in a minute.
You saw me put it in the pond. You must have. Where is it?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Where is it?
I don't know.
Tell me the truth. You took it. Tell me. Tell me.
Didn't take it.
Who?
Not me.
Who?
Mary took it. Mary took it.
You and your Mary.
Hey there, group. Erik William back here at the International Film Festival Horror Hotel, and I've got Diana with me. And Diana, you are a writer, director. You kind of run the gamut. You've got a lot of projects out there. This weekend at Horror Hotel, we got to see A Menacing Proposal. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your film that's screened here.
I'm a writer, and I'm also a scientist, but I do the writing as an just starting out right now. And A Menacing Proposal is a dark comedy. It's about a story about basically when you have a miscommunication with your spouse or significant other, and you don't just talk about it and you try to solve it, it causes unwanted consequences, and so it kind of spirals after that. So.
I tell you what, that's probably the best synopsis that I could, because I said, and I was very fortunate to screen it. It was a wonderful movie, and but yeah, like it's miscommunication. Is you got to have communication in your relationships, folks, or things are going to go south.
That's right. You can't just fix them.
Right. Yeah. So, where can we find more about you or A Menacing Proposal?
I'm working on a web page. I have a Facebook page for Diana Woody, and I also have a Facebook page for A Menacing Proposal. It's open, so anyone can do that. And I'm starting on other projects. Like I said, I'm just starting. This was my first film, so I'm probably gonna have to get a web page and do the whole networking thing. But I have a Twitter.
There you go.
Okay, at Diana Woody, and it's spelled with 2 D's actually. Diana WOODDY, and that's my Twitter. I have an Instagram with the same thing, and my Facebook, and also A Menacing Proposal has a page.
Wow! So you're out there, so people can find you. People can find your work. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that you are also a scream queen here at the Horror Hotel.
Yes,
and
I have some looks on me.
And folks, I have some footage from last year's 2016's Horror Hotel that I'll flash back. Unfortunately, I did not get any footage this year, but maybe if Ray and Christina would be so kind, we could share some of it this year. But
in 2015, I won. Too.
I was just about to say, last year you were part of a scream off because you were the previous year's winner,
right.
And they set up scenes. It's amazing. But anyway, just what a scream.
I'm available for screams and for any of the horror films. So.
I wanted to put that out there because if you ever need the perfect shriek scream that's just...
with angst in it, right?
Yes, it was. Anyway, so I'm going to... But it's like I said, it's a pleasure to have you all here on the show. Thank you so much. You bring a great presence here to the Horror Hotel,
Thanks.
and it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Diana. We're going to let you get back out the Horror Hotel, and we're going to get you guys back to the action right here on Saturday Fright Theater, where every night's a frightful night when you're watching a movie.
Edward, in the name of heaven.
Mickey, where did you find this?
Pond?
Well, who put it there?
He did?
Eric?
He did.
Then there was a skull. But Eric said that he didn't see it when Jenny saw it.
I know.
Oh, but why should Eric lie like that?
Mickey, those other times with the skull, did you do it?
No.
Mickey, you've never lied to me before. Lying is a sin. You understand that? You must not lie to me now. Did you do it, Mickey, all those other times?
No.
I simply do not understand that. It wasn't Mickey.
And it wasn't her imagination.
But why would Eric do such a thing?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, what do you think we should do about it?
We're going back there, to that house.
Right.
Mickey? Mickey? Eric and I are leaving, Mickey. I'd like to say goodbye. I'd like to leave as your friend, Mickey. Mickey? Mickey?
What happened? Jenny, are you all right? Oh, Jenny.
Erik tried.
Where is Erik?
Don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll find him.
It's all right, Edward. Now be careful. It's all right, darling. Oh, it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Don't cry. Come on.
Erik! Erik! Please answer me! Erik! Erik! Erik, where are you? Erik! Erik!
Why did he do it?
Your money. The question is now, did Marion die in an accident? I suppose we'll never know. They're gone.
Hey there, group. Welcome back to Saturday Fright Theater. You guys made it again. And I tell you what, did I not tell you that this was a great movie? Well, you may have not, enjoyed it, but I sure did. And I hope you enjoyed the interviews. Because there again, folks, we can't do it without you. So find us on Facebook, give us that like, give us a shout out on Twitter, send us an email, tell us what you think of the show, tell us maybe more of what you'd like to see. Again, if you have a movie out there that you would like to produce, if you want a review, if you want me to interview, anything like that, folks, reach out. I'll be happy to do it. This show is for you, to give you a voice to launch that independent film that you got out there. So that's what we're all about here at Saturday Fright Theater. Again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Check us out on all the social media, YouTubes, everything like that. All the links can be found at SaturdayFrightTheater.com. And again, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time, right here on Saturday Fright Theater, where every night is a frightful night when you're watching a movie. See you next time, folks.